My name is Jack, and right now my base is New Hampshire, middle of New Hampshire. And then retired from my life as a professor, so now I think of myself as a scientist. So I have a life purpose, which is a whole sheet long, so there's no need for that here. But part of it is to be more connected with nature and to see how I can be of service to nature. And so the fact that this is in the jungle was a strong attraction to me. And then there is, in my family is a history of abuse. And so it's something that I've worked on in myself for decades and made a lot of progress with. And I wanted to do something which could help me to just truly move forward from all of that. So yeah. So those were the two, and then I just really love that there's such a strong indigenous connection to the indigenous wisdom. So that was another piece that was a strong, as soon as I looked at the testimonials and the website, I was like, this is what I've been looking for. Yeah. I was sure there would be some difficult times over the course of, because I felt like there was stuff that needed to come up to the light that would be difficult along the way. And so with the support of the wonderful maestros, with the support of the medicine, with the support of a really awesome leadership team, and then all the staff, and then the support of the jungle here, I was able to really look and see things differently, with more compassion actually, towards this history in my family. And it was the first time actually that I got there, where I'd gotten to forgiveness, anger, and this was the first time where it was like, thank you everybody for, for doing your best, and you did your best, And so I got more clarity on that, and that's what feels different, because I've done a lot of work over the years, retreats and therapy, and it's been valuable. And this is the first time where I feel such a clarity that I'm moving from one part of my life to another part of my life. Yeah. And then I knew just from previous experiences with retreats that it would be really nice to have a buffer here, And so I looked at it more from the point of view of being a buffer. And what ended up happening was, yes, it was that, and then there was just a lot of valuable tools and experiences that will help me concretize this. And also, I understand and believe, and have read and talked to people, that the integration that is my job afterwards is absolutely just as important as being here was. So I just really appreciate all the tips and tools for that. So it was a really good experience. The most important of the experiences was we got a chance to go to the farm that's right nearby and to actually be involved in the different steps of creating some dirt, of putting the plant medicine into containers, and then going out and putting it into where it's going to be growing. And so that sense of really being connected and of offering something back was really, that there were many things that touched me, but that was one of them. There was a question toward the end where we work in dyads, and so it was, I made the statement, I am willing to connect more deeply with myself. And I was fast forwarding to how will that be? How will that happen? And so, and I got a lot of good ideas, to have less of a time during the day when I use technology, to be much more gentle and loving to myself in my yoga practice, and to have more of a time at the beginning of the day where I'm connecting inwardly rather than just going right into my day. And so that was really helpful. So the experience in general, I was thinking about, having this opportunity to talk to you and to talk to people on video, You know, the piece is that my experience here was so precious. The connection with the woods, the jungle, how much the shamans care, the maestros, their care really comes forth. And I can't put into words how grateful I am. It's not possible. It's like, it's everything I thought I wanted and more. And so to actually be able to look at, in my case, and I don't mind saying on video, my mother was unkind in some ways, and she really worked on making that right later on. And I really got to see with compassion what difficulty she went through. And what an opportunity to just say, thank you, I see how hard it was for you, instead of I forgive you, which is fine, but it goes further than that. And then the camaraderie, I feel like I have a new family. You know, I mean, some of us will stay in touch, others won't. And still, I feel like I made a really heartfelt connection with everybody. And one piece I forgot to mention about the integration, I really loved being able to ask questions to Teresa, one of the maestras, and to get this sense of how deeply connected they are to the plants. I mean, they really have a feeling for the plants, and it's part of how they see the world, part of how they are as healers. And so to have just an insight, you know, a distant insight into that was really helpful as well. So a friend of mine said that there were two parts of her life, before ayahuasca and after ayahuasca. I would put it a little differently. I would say before this entire experience of plant medicine with these awesome maestros and this beautiful location, that there's my life. I feel literally like I'm at a frontier between two parts of my life, where I can look back and see how I was, and then I can look forward and see a different way of being in the world. And so, that's this 17 days. The soundtrack here, you know, like you couldn't get it on Spotify, you know, all the different birds and everything, and they were part of it too for me, you know, the crickets and the, you know, the different bird calls. So anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed the soundtrack as well. So yeah, I would share that. I learned in a body way to actually nurture the hurting part of myself. That was one of the two main tools, and I work with one of the leaders on that, because I ran into a problem with some health stuff, just coughing a lot, and I was really uncomfortable, and so the leader Anna led me through a process, and I really feel that process of embracing myself, of really physically holding myself. That's a truly valuable tool that I will take with me. And then the other one is what I already mentioned about compassion. Like it's by experiencing true compassion, I feel like that's how I move forward. So, yeah. So the Temple of the Way of Light Extension Integration Retreat has been incredibly valuable in helping me to see myself move forward in my life, and to really take this experience with me, and to make it an integral part of my life. Yeah.